Hi there. Welcome to the second episode of Needlepoint TV on this Thursday afternoon, December the 12th. I'm so glad to be here with you this afternoon. We're going to chat a little bit about this week's blog post, which was all about needlepoint gifts for stitchers. And we're also going to talk about some really fun stocking stuffer ideas too. So if you've been kind of struggling with what to tell the people who are asking you what you want for Christmas, then I have some suggestions for you, and then of course we're always open to suggestions from other people. Would love to hear if you have some fun ideas too. So y'all excuse me one second. Got a frog in my throat there, sorry about that. So before we dive in, if you will tell me where you're watching from. That's always so much fun to see who's with me and where you're watching from. And in addition to that, I want to make sure you can see me and hear me okay. So if you'll give me a thumbs up if you can see me and hear me okay, then we'll be in good shape. I'll know that we're good to go. It's a chilly day here in Alabama. I don't know what the weather's like where you are. I know our friends on the East Coast are catching it with the snow. And my little mama is up in Nashville. She took a trip with the local senior group, and they'll be back tomorrow. So she's been up there where they've had all kinds of cold, and I think they even had some snow. So anyway, she's like me. She's not a cold weather kind of gal, so I hope she's warm with her winter coat. All right, so Alice is here with us. Good to see you, Alice, and Susan. So again, like I said, if you can hear me and see me okay, please give me a thumbs up or a heart or something so I know that everything's good. And Kim, Merry Christmas to you from Tuscaloosa back over there in Little Rock. I hope y'all haven't been too under the gun with the bad weather. It's been like I said, it's been cold here, but you know, not just a little dreary. That's okay. Got the fireplace and the Christmas tree, so we're in good shape. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dive in because it is already a little bit after 3, and if anybody joins us late, then of course we'll be happy to have them. And if you're watching this as a replay, of course remember that you can always post questions or comments in the comments box, even if you're watching this as a recording. And if you have questions, I do come back and answer those as best I can, as quickly as I can. And I've got this frog, y'all. I don't know what's going on here. Hold on, excuse me. Gracious me. Hope I'm not trying to come down with something. Okay, so this week I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because this week the blog post is all about holiday gift ideas for stitchers. So you can see that I have my top 10, and these are not in any particular order, but I will chat about each one of them as we go through. So the very first one is the project bag, which is a Tanti project bag, and I love this project bag. And I'm looking here to see, it says so I think that was something that I just accidentally hit because I'm looking at my own website. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so the project bag, the Tanti Maxi Tote, is my favorite project bag for a couple of reasons. One, because it'll stand up by itself, and it also has, you can't see it on this picture, but there's a closure that it's easy to get your hand down in there. It's not a zipper. So, and honestly, I can't remember if on mine it's a button. On this one, it looks like it could be a magnetic closure. There are a couple of patterns. The Aquarella, okay, let me try that again. The Aquarella, that's a mouthful, which is the pattern that you see in the picture, is I think a really pretty pattern. It's not the one that I actually have, but it's tempting to add it to my collection. I have the Wild Garden pattern, which is so pretty, and that they have all of their fabrics are gorgeous, and these bags are put together in the U.S., which makes them super, to me, super appealing because I love to support businesses that make their products here in the USA. So, and these project bags will hold scroll frames up to 18 inches. You can see that I wrote that up there here it is right here, up in the little bit of information about it. There's also a link that you can click on to go to a website where you can take a look at some of the different patterns that you can get in the maxi tote. Now, this is just a link that I happened to find to a website that had a variety of fabric types available. I have no connection with this store, so I don't know what kind of customer service they have or anything like that. So just proceed knowing that. But like I said, they do have some good selections of the different fabrics, and you can always talk with your local needlepoint store and ask them, especially if they already carry the Atanti bags, to order one for you specially. So that's another option. And you can check out the Atanti website. I believe it's atanti.com, but they have, or some people say Atanti, but anyway, they have a website that has the fabrics that they have available, because the fabrics are they cycle in and out. Some fabrics they have a lot of, so they've had them in, had the fabrics for a while. But if you see a fabric that you really, really love and you think you can't live without, go ahead and grab it, because I can promise you it won't always be available. So that's just a little insider hint from the former shop owner in me coming out. Like I said, so Leanne says, is it waterproof? No, these are not. Now, I won't say this particular one is not. They do have some fabrics that are laminated, but not all of them are. So if you're looking for a project bag that's waterproof, that's a good thing to bring up. I'll see if I can find some different options. I know Papyrus is a company that makes bags out of laminated fabrics, and they have a variety of different sizes and styles, and I'll include that link here to their website. I don't know if they sell, just to retail stores or if you can order directly from them, but I've had some Papyrus bags that are that laminated fabric that you can just wipe off, and they are waterproof. That's a very good point, Leanne. Thanks for bringing that up. Oh no, Leanne says, I hope you're not catching frogs from me. I hope I'm not too, but I hope you're feeling a lot better today. You need to get you some tea. That always makes everything better. Okay, so the next thing on my list is the embroidery scissors. Now, I'm going to come back and I'm going to unshare my screen, but let me put my tea down really quickly. I'm going to share with you my scissors. These are the classic 4-inch embroidery scissors. This is the packaging they come in, and these are just their G4. G-4 is the number. These are my go-to scissors. I first started using these when I was in the smocking business, and that was my first introduction to Gingher scissors. And they come with this real nifty little sheath, and this leather sheath is super, super important, because what it does is it protects the very sharp tip on the scissors. So anytime you have a pair of embroidery scissors, and I'm just going to put them down in the sheath so you can see, there you go. Anytime you have a pair of sharp embroidery scissors, you want to make sure that you do keep them in the sheath, because that will protect the tip. Another little tip a tip to protect the tips. If you've ever seen knitting needle point protectors, they're little rubber caps, excuse me. They come in pink and green and some other different colors. I know that Clover makes them in pink and green, and the color depends on what size it is that you're purchasing. I want to say the green ones are the smaller ones and the pink ones are the larger ones, but you can also use those point protectors if you happen to have a pair of scissors that doesn't come with the sheath, or if you have a pair of scissors and you lost the sheath. You can always get some of the Clover point protectors for knitting needles and put that on the tip of your sharp or on your pointed embroidery scissors, and that'll protect the tip too. So let's get back to let me share my screen again and get back to the list. And these are the stork scissors that Gingher also makes if you like fancier scissors, and those are a really nice option too. And the links to these both go to Amazon. Again, you can get almost everything on Amazon. And these are just links straight to their pages for those particular products. So if you have somebody that's looking for something to get for you for Christmas, share that link with them so they can find those quickly and easily, or share this blog post so they can go through and choose whatever it is that you tell them that you'd like to have. Needle minders are, so Alice has a great idea. She says, I love the plastic bags with zippers that shops have with their name on them for waterproof. That's a great Great point, Alice. And I actually, in fact, I'm going to hop up and run into the other room and grab mine because I have one that it actually has a knitting project in it right now, but I'll grab it and I'll share that with you. So hold on one sec. Okay. Oh, and I see we've had Terry join us and Becky and Ellie. I can tell it's cold up on the East Coast. So let's see. And it's cold. I think it must be cold out in Colorado too. Yep, snowy Colorado. Okay, so let me get back to the main screen. So this is what Alice is talking about. These are the laminate bags, and you can't really see real well because I have this dark colored yarn in here, but let me unzip it so you can see what I'm talking about, because this is a project in it, like I said, a knitting project in it, but you can see this is, well, that might have not been such a great idea after all. I don't know that you can, let me stick this down in there, this piece of white paper, then you can see what I'm talking about. So a lot of needlepoint shops and knitting shops too, wait, wrong way. There we go. You can see this is an old one from, this is the old logo that I had when I had my shop, the very first logo that I had when I was over on University Boulevard in Tuscaloosa. But there you go. That's what it looks like. It's a bag. They come in a variety of different styles. So sometimes they have handles and sometimes they don't. And this one just happens to have handles. They come in a variety of different sizes. And so a lot of needlepoint shops will get the ones that don't have handles, actually, because you can put, and they have a zipper on them. So you can put, say, a stretcher frame in there, and you can put your threads and put everything in those little zipper, there's little squares and rectangles too. And you can put all of your supplies for a particular project, and they're really handy if you have an ornament or something like that. So, okay, so Miriam wants to know the name of the bag, the tote bag, and it begins with an A. Some people call it a tenty or a tanti. I've always called it a tanti, and I may be butchering that name, so if I'm wrong, y'all tell me. So anyway, that's the project bag. That's the big project bag, the cloth one, and then these vinyl ones come in a variety. Different stores have different sizes and different configurations. They have different, excuse me, sometimes they have handles, sometimes they don't. So, but a lot of shops will get them and then they'll put their logo on them so that, it's sort of an advertising thing too. So, anyway, those are two kinds of project bags, and that was what Alice was talking about. So, yes, Lorraine says that she has several of those, and she seems to be a collector of bags. I am too. I'm definitely a bag lady. We won't talk about how many bags I have. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. So yeah, and Alice says she has a large one from my store. Yes, they're wonderful. They really are very, very nice because you can zip them up. I think all of these have zippers on. All of the vinyl ones have zippers, if I'm not mistaken. If they don't, they may have a Velcro closure on them. But anyway, they keep the dust out of your project, so that's really nice too. All right, you're welcome, Miriam. Happy to help. Okay, so and Lorraine has joined us, and Becky says yes, a tanti. So great. And Robin is here with us, so I want to make sure that I'm not missing anybody. I'm going to scroll back up through here. Terry's with us. And nobody has got any other questions that I've missed. Good deal. So if you think of a question, again, like I said, please post it in the comments and I'll be happy to help you however I can. All right, so the next thing is going to be, let me go back to sharing my screen, is going to be needle minders. Now, needle minders are a wonderful stocking stuffer, but they're also a really nice gift. Sometimes needle minders can get on the pricey side, especially when you get those like you see in the picture here that have all the sparkles on them. Some of those can be, upwards of $25 a piece. So, but then you also have the kind that are simpler and smaller, and they're not quite as expensive. So needle minders make a great gift, and it's really fun to match your needle minder to your project. Of course, you don't have to do that, but it's just a kind of a fun thing, especially if you like to collect different kinds of needle minders. I've started collecting different, adding to my all my collection. I've started adding seasonal ones so that I have a fun seasonal needle minder to put on my project so that it doesn't necessarily match my project, but it matches the season that we're in. And there's my elf hat, and you see I have that on my Believe canvas. So, all right. Rebecca's here with us now from Little Rock. Thank you so much for joining us. Good deal. And Leanne says she's the bag lady too. All right, so now a frame stand. Holy cow, these things are awesome. And if you've never used one, you most definitely want to give them a try. You can get the table stand. You can also get the table or the lap stand, or you can also get the floor stand. Now the picture that you see here is of my Needleworks System 4 Travel Mate. And this one folds down so that it's super, super easy to pack and carry with you. And then there's also a link, and there's a link to go. If you click on the link, it'll take you to the Needleworks System 4 website. And I know that they don't sell directly to the public, but they do have a page, I'm pretty sure, that will tell you the different places that you can order these stands from. And there are a lot of shops that carry them. And so as far as doing mail order for those kinds of things, that would be something that, geez, I would say I don't know if Magic City would order it for you. I bet they would. I can't speak for sure about that. I know that they do mail orders for canvases and things, but I don't know about frames. But you can go to the Needleworks System 4 website and then check out who some of the different places are that do carry their frames or stands rather, and then go ahead and talk with somebody that looks like maybe they're in your area, or if you've done some mail order with them before, those would be some good suggestions. Now, something I will suggest, if you live in a town where there is a needlepoint store, you're going to want to, and let me get myself back on the screen here. So you're going to want to test drive a frame stand before you make a final decision. So if you're asking for one for a gift, you want to make sure that you're asking for something that you know that you're going to like, because this is a big investment, and especially the floor stands. The ones that are the tabletop are not quite as expensive, but either one is an investment. So you definitely want to test them out before you make a decision. A lot of stores, I've talked about this before, a lot of stores will let you rent one, try one out, especially if they have a stock of them in their store. Some stores make a practice of renting their stands out to give people the opportunity to try a variety of those. Or if somebody's not in a position to make a purchase, then they offer that as a service so that people can use a stand but not have to make that investment at that particular time. So those are, they do? So Alice says yes, they do. So good deal. So Alice is also a customer of Magic City Needlepoint, so she says yes. So yes, Lorraine says, does this travel stand have a clamp that would let you swivel your canvas front to back? Yes, you can see, and let me share my screen again so that you can see. I'm going to use my pointer so that this is the clamp. The clamp, if you look right here, you can see that there is a little bit of a space there. That's where you swivel. That's where you can flip this over so that you can get to the back of your work right there. So this is one of the things that I really like about the Needleworks System 4. The Case Creations they also have a stand called the Tag Along, and it has that function too. You can do that on the Tag Along too. The difference between the Needleworks System 4 and the Tag Along is that the Tag Along is wood and the Needleworks System 4 is aluminum. Okay, so Lorraine lost the audio. Did anybody else lose the audio? If you can still hear me, how about giving me a thumbs up, because I may need to go plug in my Ethernet cable. I'm hoping that I'm going to get a thumbs up here. Okay, let me go back to where you can see me. All right, I'm going to wait just a second before I go any further. Can somebody let me know? Can you hear me? I know there's a delay, and it's weird when there's a delay, but if I can get some kind of an indication that you can hear me okay, because I don't want to keep going. Okay. Okay, so Alice's Needlebug in Montgomery has System 4s in stock, and they're closed today and tomorrow, but they'll be open next week. Okay. All right. Okay, good. Kim says she hears me. Good deal. Thank you so much. All right, so we'll keep going then. Okay, so to get back to this, if you want a Kay's Creations stand, you can go to this link right here and click that. They actually sell to the consumer, I'm pretty sure. So that would be like you and me. We could just go to their website and we could order a lap stand or a table stand. And so the difference would be with TravelMate, you would have to go through a store. With Case Creations, I'm pretty sure we can order directly from them, or you can order from a store as well. So I like the Case Creations original lap stand because, and we'll look at that really quick. Let me just click on that link and I'll share that with you. So let me go there. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. So you can see this is the original lap stand. This is an adjustable. You would want to get the medium sized one because it will adjust out or in. You can see this part right here and this part right here. It'll either close all the way up or it'll adjust out to a pretty nice width. And you can see that it accommodates, well, that's the baby base. The baby base is from 9 to 13 inches. So let me roll on up. And this is the standard base. This is the one that I was suggesting that you get. The standard base will accommodate a 13-inch to a 22-inch frame. And you can also adapt this so that you won't necessarily use it with a scroll frame. You can use this, take off one of the arms. If you want to use this for a stretcher bar frame, you can attach a clamp on this side right here. And when you attach the clamp, then you can use the clamp to clamp as a side clamp, clamp your smaller pieces like ornaments on stretcher bar frames to this standard base. They also have, and let me see if you wanted it so that here's the clamp. So this shows you the baby base with the clamp. You could, like I said, what you could do on this one is have the clamp on this one side and then just not have a clamp on the other side because most of your stretcher bar frames for ornaments are going to be much smaller. So you would only want to use the clamp on one side. If you do a lot of projects where you're going to want to have a smaller base, then you might want to look into getting the baby base because it will accommodate from 9 to 13 inch the stretcher bar frames. Or, like I said, you could use a scroll bar frame. These pieces all interchange, so you can use whatever it is that that you want, that you're most comfortable with. So, all right, so let me get back over here, and well, actually what I need to do is get back over here and go to oh, okay, so look, we got somebody here who says they have used Kay's lap stands that have been used for only one church kneeler that they want to get rid of. So there you go. We may have somebody here who's a taker on your stand, Mary. So great. Thank you for sharing that. Always good to help folks out. So let's go back to our share the screen thing and talk about daylight lamps. So daylight lamps, I just thought of something. Hang on, y'all. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, talking about lamps or lights, of course, if you want to get a lamp that's pretty decent size, especially if you want one that has the magnification built in, Daylight is my favorite company. Now, Dazor makes lamps like this too, and I actually have a Dazor and a Daylight lamp. My Dazor lamp is pretty old. I've had it for probably, I don't know, not probably 30 years, close to it though. And so I'll share my screen or get back on screen with y'all. I've had my Dazor lamp for, a long time. Anyway, mine's on rollers or on casters, but it's so stinking heavy. just about impossible to move, so it just stays in place. I don't roll it. But, I mean, it's a great, great lamp. I've only had to replace the bulb in it one time in all those years. So, I mean, it's a great lamp. But when I looked them up the other day, they are about $700 now, which is not what I paid for mine a long time ago. So, of course, inflation, happens, and so things get more expensive as time passes. But it's Dazor makes a wonderful, wonderful product, and I can't say enough good things about it. Daylight makes a really, really good product too, but it's not quite as pricey as the Dazor lamps. So, and most needlework shops these days sell the Daylight lamps because they are more price friendly or consumer friendly when it comes to your pocketbook. So, and they also have a variety of different kinds, different styles, and I put the link to Daylight to their website so you can take a look at the different options. You can get their lamps with the magnification, and you can get them without magnification. And that brings me to another thing that I'd like to share with you, which is a great, great stocking stuffer, and that is a clip-on light. So let me, and while we're at it, let me share this with you too. This is another great bag. Those are the Walker bags, and these are I love this one because it has the 3 zipper pockets in it. Right now I have the thread for a belt in here, but let me show you this little lamp. This is a hammerhead lamp, or a hammerhead light. Let me so you can see it. And I don't know if I have batteries in here or not. Let me see. I kind of don't think I do. No, I don't. Let me see if I have some batteries in here, because I was using, I think maybe I do. No, I don't have enough, so we won't go there. But I purchased as a separate thing this cord, and this cord is really long, y'all. It's a power cord, so you can plug it. Let me see if I can get you can plug it into the light right here. So it's a power cord, so you don't have to constantly be using batteries. So this holds 3 AAA batteries. And well, I tell you what, let me just plug it in so you can see, because the light is really good. It covers, I like it because it's wide. It covers a large area on your canvas, as opposed to some of the kinds that are more like this one. Like this one. This is a daylight lamp, and this one's rechargeable. So let's go ahead and do the light on this one. So this one has 3. This is the daylight clip-on lamp, and it makes a real, whoops, there we go. So you can see it has 3 strengths of light. So there's the highest. All right, that's off. Then there's 1 strength, 2 strengths, and then 3. So you can see this is a really cool lamp, and it's rechargeable. So you charge it up. It doesn't do batteries. You plug it into the wall, like with this, or it has a USB cord. You can plug it. Let me turn it off. You can plug it into, if you have a USB in your car, if you're traveling, and obviously if somebody else is driving, but if you wanted to plug this into the USB port in your car, you could do that, because it's got a pretty decent length cord, so it would be long enough to clip onto your stretcher bar frame, and then use that as a light to light your project. But I want to show y'all this too, because these are super fun. And they are really, really, I mean, like I said, look how long this cord is. Okay, here we go. It's attached here, there, and we keep going, and we keep going, and we keep going. I have no idea how long this cord is, but I'm just now there to the plug. So hang on, let me plug it in so you can see. This is not really expensive, which makes it super nice. These are more expensive. But yeah, like I said, I'm a gadget girl. I love my gadgets. So this clips on. You can see it's got the clip. This is really a book light, but I use it for my needlepoint. So you can turn it. It has 2 different strengths for light. Excuse me. It's not as bright, so you can, well, let's see. There's the low. That's off. There's the high. And then, whoops, and then there's the low. So this only has 2 strengths of light, but, it works too. It works really well too. And it works especially well on stretcher bars. The clip on this one is kind of hard to get around a scroll frame. It's really stretching it to get it around a scroll frame. But anyway, that's another handy dandy gadget that I thought y'all might like to know about. So it looks like we have actually hit 3:30, and I am not even all the way through the list. So I think what we'll do is next week when we gather, we will carry forward with this conversation because there are a lot of other things that I want to share with you too, and we still, by this time next week, will have about a week left in order, and of course go over and read the blog post. For sure go read the blog post, but I will share some of my other little stocking stuffer type ideas, and you should still have enough time to get those, get your hands on those between then and Christmas. And remember, next week we're going to be gathering in the evening because I'm going to be tied up in the afternoon. So next week, Needlepoint TV will be at 7 o'clock Central Time, and then the Stitchers Club gathering will be at 7:30. So something that I did want to make sure that I mentioned to you before I do sign off, and that is I want to share, let me get back over here, all right, so a lot of people have signed up for the Winter Wonderland workshop, and I'm so excited. I think we're just going to have the best time ever. But what we decided to do, Danae and Riley and I decided to bundle, for those of you who had asked about the other workshops that I'm going to be doing, we bundled together. We've got two options. If you signed up for the Winter Wonderland workshop, then we've bundled the rest of the workshops, the other three, together in a bundle, and that's available. And I've got the link that I'll share for you. And then we also have the link if you haven't signed up for any of the workshops but you'd like to participate in all four of the workshops for next year. We've bundled those together too, and there is a price break for y'all for the folks that are if you're gonna do all four of them and you haven't already signed up, there is a price break for you for signing up for all four of them. So you can just I'll share, like I said, I'll share those links with you here in the comments in just a sec. And we also have, if you want to ask for this for a gift, reach out and let us know, because we do have a link for people to use this or to purchase either the Winter Wonderland workshop or the bundle of 3 additional or the bundle of all 4. So we have a gift link that we can share with you, so you can share that with somebody so that they can purchase that for you and you won't even know. So it will be a surprise. So anyway, I'll share all of that information with you in a post here shortly, or in the comments here, and then we'll just pick back up with our list next week and finish things up. And like I said, I'll share some more stocking stuffer ideas with you next week. So Leanne says, what is a church kneeler? Quick little FYI. So Leanne, I'm not sure which church that Mary was talking about, but I go to the Episcopal Church, and when we go up for communion, there is an altar rail, and we kneel on a kneeler is like a cushion that's down sometimes, well, it's usually not quite on the ground, but it's on a little on a riser of some type, and it's where it's a cushion so that when you go down to kneel to receive the elements from communion, it is you're not kneeling on the hard floor. So that's what a kneeler is. So I hope that helps. I know you're Jewish, so yeah, I know you wouldn't know what a kneeler is. So that's why I hope that explanation makes sense. I'll share. In fact, I'll take a picture of the ones at our church. The ones at our church are stitched. And I'll tell you about Miss Faircloth and those kneelers in another day. That's another story for another day, but it's a fun story, so I'll be happy to share that with you too. All right, y'all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to join me here this afternoon. And I will see you again here next week. But remember, 7 o'clock Central Time, and that's 8 o'clock Eastern. Let's see, 6 o'clock Mountain, 5 o'clock Pacific. Okay, I'll see y'all soon. Have a great rest of your day, and until then, happy stitching.